In the name of Allah, the most merciful, gracious, and compassionate, most welcome. Hope you fine and healthy. Guys, in the previous lecture, generally we have talked about journal as well as we have recorded some of the transactions in journal. And if you remember, at the beginning of this semester, we have talked about uh, the definition of accounting. Accounting is the process of recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting the result. The first and the most significant part of the definition of the accounting is journal. And in the previous lecture, generally we have illustrated journal and we have recorded some of the transactions in journal. In today's lecture, we are talking about the ledger. That is the second most significant step of the definition, that is classifying. Firstly, we are recording all the transactions in journal. After that, we are posting the transactions into ledger. That is the second most important part. Ledger is a book in which all the accounts are separated into a specific page. Or ledger is a book in which every account is allotted a separate page, and all the transactions relating to that account are written on the page in summary form. For example, we will be writing all the cash transactions in a cash account because we will be creating a specific account for the cash, and all those transactions that are related to cash should be written in this kind of account in a summary form. Second, for example, we have salary expenses. So all the salaries that are written in journal should be allotted or should be separated into salary account, and there should be salary account here, or the salary account should be created in a separate page of the book. That's called by name of ledger. Now come to the format of the ledger, or the form of the ledger. We have two types of ledgers, especially the form of the ledger. One is the standard form, the second one is the T form. In standard form, we have date column, we have description column, we have reference column, we have debit, and also we have credit, as well as we have balance of debit and credit. The name of the account should be written here. For example, cash account, salary expenses, telephonic expenses or telephone bills, capital account, or etc. And there should be account number, for example 1, cash 2, capital 3, liabilities, and etc. Or account payable or account receivable. This is the standard form. But generally in accounting we are using the T form, that is the summarized form of the ledger. So, and also we will be recording all the transactions in T form of the ledger. If you remember, I have told you transferring the transactions from journal into ledger is called by name of posting. So here in definition of the posting, transferring information from the journal to the general ledger accounts is called by name of posting. That is a terminology that we are using in accounting. So now come to the previous example. If you remember, in the previous class, the previous lecture, we had an example of the transactions that should be recorded in a journal. This was the example that we have recorded all these 18 transactions in a general journal, and it was the solution or the answer of the following transactions. Now come to the first one. For example, we had a transaction that Irfan started business with cash Afghanis 80,000. So from one side we had the capital, and from other side we had the cash. We have received cash. From one side the cash has been increased in Irfan Trading Company, and that is debit for the company. There is increase in debit account, and we have recorded it as a debit account. And what does account mean? Account is a device which shows increase and decrease in a particular transaction. Here is increase in K assets, and that should be recorded as debit account or debit side. From other side we have the capital. The owner of the business has been brought capital into the business. From other side we have increase in capital. When there is an increase in capital, it should be recorded based on the rules and regulations of the debit and credit. When there is increase in capital, it should be recorded as credit, and when there is decrease in capital, it should be recorded as debit. So here we have increase in capital, it should be recorded as credit. So worth of 80,000 Afghanis, we have increased capital. So now come to the ledger. We will be creating specific ledgers for the cash, for account, for building, for machinery, for computer, for merchandise, for account payable, for merchandise, and etc. So there should be a specific account for each of the items. So now we are creating the ledger. This is the ledger, and this is the T form of the ledger. If you see here, this is the black bold one is the T form of the ledger. There should be written what name of the account. For example, we have cash. I will bold it. So I have written cash, that is, for example, first cash. We have to record all the debit sides of the cash here and the credit sides of the cash here. Now come to the journal. The first transaction is cash, and 80,000 is written as debit. So I have to write this one. When that one is finished, I have to mark it like this. I will write here 80,000 cash. 80,000 as cash we have. Now come to the second one. Do you have cash here? No, we don't have it in the first one. We have in the second one. That is how much? 36,000 as credit. I have to write 36,000 as credit. So this one is the left side is the debit side, and the right side is the credit side. I will write like this or like this. So 80,000 as debit and 36,000 as credit. Now if you come to the third one, we have cash. Yes, we have cash as credit. How much? 10,000 Afghanis. I will write 10,000 Afghanis in credit side. 10,000 Afghanis in credit side. So now come to the up. The first one, do you have cash? No. In fifth one, do you have cash? Yes, we have. We have cash as credit. How much? 5,000 Afghanis. We have 5,000 Afghanis as credit. Now come to the sixth one. Do we have cash? No. Come to the seventh one. Do we have cash? Yes, we have cash. We have cash as credit. We have 200 Afghanis. Cash 200 Afghanis. Cash 200 Afghanis. Now come to the other one. Do we have cash? Yes, we have cash. In eighth one, we have cash as credit 500 Afghanis. Cash as credit 500 Afghanis. We'll record 500 Afghanis here. Also come to the other one. Do we have cash in ninth one? Yes, we have cash as debit 70,000 Afghanis. We have to record 70,000 Afghanis as debit because it has been written in debit side of the journal or in debit side of accounting. So now come to the 10th one. Do we have cash? No, we don't have. In 11th one, do we have cash? Yes, we have cash as credit. How much? 5,000 Afghanis. 5,000 Afghanis as credit. 5,000 Afghanis. Now come to the 10th one. Do you have the 12th one? Do you have? No, we don't have cash in 12th one. In 13th we don't have. In 14th we have cash as debit side. How much? Worth of 6,000 Afghanis. We have to record 6,000 Afghanis. 6,000 Afghanis as a debit side, as a debit. Now come to the 15th one. Do we have cash? Yes, we have cash as credit. How much? 1,000 Afghanis. 1,000 Afghanis as credit. 1,000 Afghanis. Now come to the other one. Do we have cash in 16th one? Yes, on 16th of the January we have cash, or in 16th also we have cash. That is 500 as credit. We have to record 500 as credit in ledger account in credit side. So now come to the next one. Do we have cash on 17th of the January? Yes, we have cash worth of 2,000 Afghanis. We have to record 2,000 Afghanis. 2,000 Afghanis as credit in cash ledger. Now come to the next one. Do we have cash on 18th of the month? That sorry, not January, October. Yes, we have cash 500 as credit on 18th of the October 2020. We have to record 500. We have to 500 as credit in cash ledger. So this one is the cash ledger. Now come to the next one. So this is the cash ledger. Now come to the second. How to draw the T form of the ledger. Easy. Now come to the insert. You have to draw the table. Insert table. You have to draw two columns. Draw two columns and also draw 2 or 3 rows. For example, we have to record this one. We have to merge this one. Come to the layout to merge. You have to write the name of the account here. So you have to like this. So you have to write here. The first one was cash. Now write the second one is capital. So you can write here second number is capital. So 2 capital. So capital. So You can also write here debit. I have written this one for you, and this one is credit for you. You can do it or you can write it. So now if you can come here, you can go to the border and shading. You have to remove these things, and also you can bold it. Oh, you can also remove this one as well, this one as well. So this is the T form. Or you can come to design, you can select this one, you can write like this, or you can bold it, or you can bold it. This one is T form of the ledger. So now come to the capital. Capital is credit for the company all the time. Capital in organization is written as capital. We can directly write 80,000 as credit. So now come to the next one. You can also just copy and paste it, this one like this. So you can write here third. You can write the third one is what you have written capital, or this one is also completed. Now come to the building. Building is debit, for the organization you can write 36,000 Afghanis as debit for building. The third one is building. That is building. Debit and credit. You can write 36,000 as debit. You can also just copy and paste it. The next one is, the fourth one is what? The fourth one is what? The fourth one is machinery. You can also remove this one. The next one is machinery for the organization. That is 10,000 Afghanis as debit. You can write here the fourth one is machinery, and you can write 10,000 as debit. Machinery is not a. Come to the next one. That is what? Now come to computer. You can write computer. How much? 2,000. You can write 2,000 Afghanis and debit side of 2,000. You can write here the fifth one is computer. The next one is, the sixth one is account payable. So now come to account payable. All the account payable accounts should be written there. So now come to, do we have account payable here? No, we have account payables here. You can write account payables here and credit 2,000. Account payables here 2,000. Account payables here 2,000. You can also write here account payables here, or generally you can write here account payables here 2,000. Generally we have account payables, and you can write account payables here, account payable, for example the different types of account payables we have. So right here, so here we are recording all of them in one ledger. Account payable is here. Do we have account payable here? Yes, we have account payable Zabi. We have account payable Zabi, and that is worth of 10,000 Afghanis. account payable Zabi or account payable also. We can write here 10,000 Afghanis. All the account payables you are writing here in one journal. You can write here Zabi here, Zabi, or also you can write here. The next one was here. Okay. Also we have account payable Zabi. In debit also we have account payable, that is how much we have 5,000. We can write 5,000 Afghani as debit, 5,000 Afghani as debit in account payable. Now come to the next one. Account payable is finished. Account payable Sahil also we have. Account payable Sahil we have how much? 6,000. 6,000. Guys, I told you once again, I'm telling you that you have to write the account payables here, account payable Zabi and etc. How much was it? I forgot it. Account payable Sahil 6,000. 6,000 as credit. Account payable 6,000. Account payable as credit. Now come to the next one. That is account payable. Do we have the next one? No, account payable is completed. Now come to the next one, that is merchandise. You have to write an account for merchandise, and that is worth of 5,000 Afghanis. Merchandise as debit. You can also create merchandise. Seventh is merchandise. Debit, how much we have? I think we had 5,000. I forgot it. 5,000 Afghanis as merchandise. Merchandise, yeah, 5,000. That's right. The next one also we have merchandise. Yes, we have merchandise on 6th of the October, and that is worth of 10,000 Afghanis. You can also write 10,000 Afghanis here as debit. 10,000 Afghanis. That's also merchandise for the organization. Now come to the next one. Do we have merchandise? On 7th of the October we don't have merchandise, and also we don't have the merchandise up to 18th of the October. So the next account should be transportation expenses, this one, and that is how much? 200 Afghanis as debit. Transportation expenses 200. You can create here the next one. You have to write to it, that is number 8, transportation expenses. Transportation expenses. You can write exp expenses. How much? 200 Afghanis as debit for the transportation expenses. Yes, 200 Afghanis for the transportation expenses. Do you have the next expenses? Transportation? No, we don't have. Only we have one transportation expenses. So now I've come to the next one. Do we have the next one? No, we have salaries. How much we have? We have 500 as debit. You can create the next journal here. That is 9th salaries. We have how much we had? I forgot it actually. On 8th of the October we had 500 as salaries. That is worth of 500 as debit. You can write 500 here. So the next one is, that is 10th or number 10. So after salaries we have what? We have sales. We have sales, that is worth of 70,000. 70,000 in credit side. Number 10 is sales. 10th we have sales. you have to write this one, sales. How much? 70,000 as credit. The next one is 11th. Sorry, 11th. Do we have next sales? We'll check the journal. Yes, we have sales on 10th of the October. How much? Worth of 2000. Also we have do you have next sales? No, we have on 10th of the October 2000 as credit 2000. We will also write in sales account 2000 as credit. Come to the next one. The next one is account receivable. Account receivable Rashad. Guys, you can write a separate account for account receivable Rashad and account receivable Sahil. So only here we are writing what account receivable in one column, one ledger, because that's very hard to write to create separate ledgers for them. So account receivable Rashad worth of 2000 Afghanis. 2000. The next one is account receivable. We have 2000 from what? From a buyer that his name is Rashad. Do we have account receivable? Yes, we have account receivable worth of 10,000 Afghanis. 10,000 Afghanis. Also we have account receivable 10,000 Afghanis. 10,000. 10,000. Now come to the next one, that is account receivable. Do we have the next account receivable? Yes, we have account receivable. How much? 1000 as credit. Account receivable 1000 as credit. So come to the next one. Do we have account receivable? I think no, we don't have. Account receivable is also completed. We have sales return, that is from Sahil. You have to create an account by name of sales return. So now come here, you have to record by name of sales return. That is how much? Well, number 12, sales return. Who was he? He was sales return. Sales return. How much? I forgot the worth or the exact figure. Sales return Sahil, it was 1000 Afghanis. 1000. Next one is advertisement 1000. Sales return 1000. 1000 and debit we had. The next one is advertisement. I have to write that is 13th advertisement. We have how much? I think we had 1000 as debit. Advertisement we had 1000. Yes, we had 1000 as debit. So now come to the next one. Do we have advertisements? No. We have to create fuel expenses. How much? We have 500 as debit. We can create here fuel expenses. The next one, fuel expenses 14. Fuel expenses. How much? I forgot it. Fuel expenses we had 500 as debit, 500 as debit, field expenses 500. You can create the next one, that is for 15 is for salaries, and the next one is for drawings. 16 one is for drawings. So now come to the salaries. We have 2000 Afghanis as debit for salaries, and also 500 as debit for drawings. 2000 and 500. 2000 we can create, or we can record in salaries as debit, and 500 as debit for drawings. So guys, this was the lecture regarding to the ledger. How can we post the transactions into ledger? You can create by the following ways. You can count these figures. For example, the total one of you can write here total of what? Total of cash 80,000 as 80,000, 150, 156,000 as a debit we have, and here in credit we have. How much we can count them? You can write here. You can write here. And also we have how much? 36,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 200 plus 500 plus 5,000 plus 1,000 plus 500 plus 2,000 plus 500. The total of the credit side is equal to how much? 60,700. So guys, here we see that the debit side is greater than the credit side. You can write here debit side is, or debit balance, you can write here debit balance is equal to how much? Is equal to 156,000 minus 6,700, 95,300. You can write 95,300 is the debit balance, because we have these things. You can write like this, and you can now erase these things. Only you have to know these things. You can write like this. Yes, debit balance here. You can write like this. So the total, the next one was how much? 156. I think it was 156. Yes, you can write here this 156,000. So it was the lecture regarding to the ledger. If you have questions, you can ask the questions at the end of the lecture. Wish all the best.